Spoiler warning, I'm going to be talking about bits from the Eternals in this. Do not watch if you haven't seen it. Go check out the film. Do not look at the critics' reviews. I am going to be doing my quick thoughts on the Eternals film. Just seen it in the cinema. Literally, I'm only home about 10-20 minutes. And I was going to do a full breakdown on it, but I'd rather just kind of give my honest opinion on it after seeing it. So I have open here. Now, I went into this film after seeing the thrashing it's been getting on Rotten Tomatoes. Like 50%. I'm just have the screen here beside me. 50%, this film is not 50%. It's at least 70, okay? I think the audience score is a bit high at 86. Critics' consensus. An ambitious superhero epic that soars as often as it strains. Eternals takes the MCU intriguing and occasionally confounding new direction. Yes, it is a bit of a kerfuffle at the start, but I did enjoy the film. I thought Icarus was a great character and villain. Didn't see that coming at all. I felt it coming kind of halfway through the film, but still when he killed Ajax, I was a bit thrown, and up until that point the movie was losing me, and then that brought me back into it. First thing, the runtime. People, this movie should not have been this long. There's at least 25 to 30 minutes in this film that they could have chopped out. You know, I think from the start, from the way that the film begins perfectly, it introduces us to the whole concept of the Eternals, what they're there for. We know their mission, fine. And then we kind of get little drips and drabs of history of them defending cities like Babylon, different empires. There's a lot in it, but it's kind of scattered out. I think all that would have worked a little bit better if it was done at the start of the film, maybe as kind of a 5 to 10 minute sequence rather than scenes scattered out, because I think that was more in it just to kind of portray Ajax, the way the way everyone looked up to her, and she was the leader of the Eternals, and it just, it didn't sit well with me. The first hour of the film was kind of just a bit bleh after the first 10 minutes. First 10 minutes, fine. The next 50 minutes was just very carried out. I'll tell you one thing though, my favourite character in this was Druig. And it was Druig. Barry Keoghan, he did an absolute amazing. That kid is going to be in a lot more films. He is very charismatic, and he was the most interesting character on it. The mind control aspect of what he could do himself. If he wanted to mind control the entire planet, he could just do it. I thought he was brilliant. Kit Harington's character, Day and Black Knight, we didn't get to see him as much. I just seen the end credit scene at the end. I'm pretty sure that's Doctor Strange talking in it, just from my first viewing of it. I don't know, I might be wrong. But I'm excited to see his character come back in future installments into the MCU. I think he's going to be a great recurring character. Kit Harington is very excited to come back into the MCU, and I think he said he wanted to do a scene with Korg, so that'll be an interesting dynamic, because his actual character himself, he was very forthcoming, and even asking Cersei, is she a wizard, like at the start. That was hilarious. And his blatant disregard for big monsters attacking, he was very calm and collected. I liked his character. Cersei, she was a good lead, not very charismatic. I wasn't too fond of her and Richard Madden's Icarus's relationship. It wasn't even forced. It just wasn't. I wasn't really interested. So at the end, when she's killing the Celestial, coming back to Celestials in a minute, then when she's killing the Celestial and he cries and he doesn't kill her, I understood it, but it didn't hit here where it was supposed to hit. Yeah, the characters were great, the acting was great. There's a lot to talk about, but I'm not going to get into bits. But what I'm going to talk about now are the 3 things that I really liked about this film. Number 1, we finally got to see Celestials. As a comic book enthusiast, and the way I used to love looking at the pages of a comic book and seeing cosmic beings just bigger than planets, and getting to see Arishem just standing over the earth at the end like that. That to me was unbelievable. And the first 2 shots we get of the Celestial when he's talking to Ajax, we're so zoomed in on his face that we can't get the full size and scope of him, which I thought was an absolute genius idea on the director's part, because we know what we're expecting to see size-wise, but we have to wait until later when he's holding her in the palm of his hand. She's tiny and he's massive, and I love the cosmic scale of things, and I think the Celestials is one of the ones I've been waiting to see for a while, and I absolutely thought they were amazing. Number 2, my favourite character, like I said, was Druig. Second favourite that I want to mention, Macari, the speedster. Oh my god. When she was beating down on Icarus, that had me jumping in my seat. The way it was done, she was like zapping back and forth. It was some damn near impressive stuff next to the Flash in Justice League. I'm not even going to say it was better than it, because the way she runs, it's just so fluid, and oh, it was absolutely incredible. She was the only person that I thought when Icarus was going to kill her after he zapped her, I was getting very upset. But she didn't die, so I was happy. Uno, tres. The chemistry between the characters, I liked it. I really enjoyed the chemistry between the characters. The likes of, Gilgamesh and Athena. Gilgamesh and Athena, Bright and Cersei, I thought was very good at the start when they and Black Knight, when they were kind of on their little date thing. I thought that was great. Kingo with everyone, basically. You know, the Eternals, you know that they've spent time with each other, and you know that they all care about each other. Even Icarus at the end, he didn't want to be doing what he was doing, but Icarus is just a loyal soldier, so I give props to Richard Madden on this part. He did a bang up job? No, he did a good job on it. Either way, guys, one thing I found an issue with on this, and I don't know if it's just me being over on something, but I don't think Angelina Jolie needed to be in this film. You know, it feels, did they have her in this just to have a big name to make it seem more impressive? Her character didn't need that. An unknown actor could have done the same job. We didn't really connect with Athena as much as I was being led to believe in some of the reviews. Like, she has a form of amnesia, and I don't know if we were meant to kind of connect and get some realization of her remembering an X amount. I won't go into too. But, summarize, I thought the cast did a great job. The director did a great job. The editors could have done a better job. This film could be 2 hours long. It is a bit stretched, and you do feel it in the early stages of the film. It does pick up again in the second half to the third acts, but at the early stage of the film, it is going to feel like it drags a little bit. It did for me. Do you think it dragged a little bit? Always let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I do like to hear what people think. Agree with me, disagree with me, comment, and let's talk about it. What would I rate it? It's going to be a 7.5 out of 10, guys. Just because of the long drag time. Just because of the long drag time and kind of the tone of the film in some parts. Still giving it a fairly high number because the cast killed it. The action is great. The CGI is amazing. The soundtrack is actually really good. Finally see the Celestials, and they were absolutely bang up amazing. And yes, for all of you Game of Thrones fans, we finally had Robb Stark and Jon Snow getting back together on the screen. Not as those characters, but to see those actors together. Every Game of Thrones fan watching this film at the start of it will enjoy their little kind of banter that they have. But it is time for you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, help the channel get to 100 subscribers. Let me know what you think of this movie down below. I might do another review, as this is only my initial thoughts. But yeah, guys, The Eternals, I liked it. Cannot wait to see them back in future installments of the MCU. Maybe if it's going to be in a Disney Plus series, if it's going to be in another movie, we'll have to see based on how this one has been received. But the audience score is there now, and it's hitting 89% out of 100. So there you go, guys. It's hard to know what we're going to get. Yep, go ahead, like, subscribe, all that jazz. Thank you for watching. Bye.